What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Kelly Cast. I'm, of course, Dan Kelly. New setup here. You guys don't see any of the Bills gear, any of Mike's memorabilia. Your boy had to leave. Had to leave Buffalo. I'm now out on the West Coast in Oregon, and had to do it career-wise. Obviously, chasing my goals, chasing my dreams. You guys know what it is. But I wanted to do a schedule release video here. The only thing that I know is the Bills don't play any international games. They play the Chiefs, I believe, in November, and I also saw that they opened the season against Baltimore. Other than that, this is going to be completely new to me. So if you enjoy or you have any problems with the schedule, you let me know down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get right into this. All right, I have the schedule pulled up right now. Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. It is Sunday Night Football, which is really interesting to me. Tough matchup for the Bills. Obviously, we saw what the Ravens did last year in the opener against the Super Bowl defending Kansas City Chiefs. They were that close to getting the job done, and they choke in the playoffs, we know. But first week of the season, this is a tough matchup for the Buffalo Bills. Prime time, love to see that. You're going to see that a lot with the Josh Allen-led teams. Week 2 at New York Jets. Of course, we're going to see them twice along with the Dolphins and the Patriots. Have no problem with seeing them early for the first time. I kind of like for these divisional games where you play them in September and you play them in November, December, because then you face both different versions of that team. The team that hasn't gelled together, the team that's struggling to maybe put together some chemistry, and then the team that might have figured some things out, might have gotten better along the way. So you face kind of both versions of that team. I like that personally. Speaking of divisional matchups, right back to the well. Thursday Night Football this time against the Miami Dolphins, this game in Buffalo. We've seen in the past couple of seasons, the NFL has said, hey, you play in Buffalo early in the season, you play in Miami a little bit later in the season, and that's kind of how it goes. Again, Buffalo hosts in this game. It's going to be tough. Miami does pose a little bit of a challenge. I don't think the biggest. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender or anything like that, but they are a pretty good football team, and sometimes you can struggle with those divisional games, even if it's the Jets, even if it's the Patriots. So, Bills 3-game homestand here. First, it's the Dolphins. Next is the Saints, which love to see the Saints on the Bills schedule. Who the hell is the quarterback? Is it going to be Tyler Shuck? Is it going to be somebody else in that quarterback room? And finishing off the 3-game homestand against the New England Patriots, another primetime game here for the Buffalo Bills, Sunday Night Football against the Pats. I mentioned a little bit earlier, divisional games can always be tough. Like to see what Vrabel has up his sleeve, what kind of development is going on with Drake May. Obviously, Stephon Diggs has joined the New England Patriots as well, so that's a storyline that everybody's going to kind of be talking up. Next up for the Bills is one of their furthest games. They travel to the ATL to take on the Atlanta Falcons, and this is another primetime game, Monday Night Football. We mentioned at the top, a lot of primetime games for the Bills and Josh Allen, of course. The problem with this schedule release is the bye week. The Buffalo Bills are set to have a bye week, week 7. Week 7. So let's clarify that. Eleven games after the bye week, not including the playoffs. If the Bills were to win the Super Bowl, which is what we all want, of course. 15 games in a row with no break, with the schedule the way it is this year. The Buffalo Bills will need to secure a first-round bye. There's no doubt about it. No question about it that needs to happen, because I don't know how you get through 15 weeks of football otherwise. Next up for the Bills, a meeting with the Panthers. Not really Afraid of them. Kansas City comes to town on November 2nd, 4:25 game. Not prime time, but still going to be one of the only football games on. Next up, at Miami, second meeting there. Love to see it earlier, not in December when Buffalo's kind of getting hit with that snow. Next up, Tampa Bay. Good, solid football team. Could pose some challenges. This one's in Buffalo. And then we have a stretch. 2 road games, home game, 2 road games, 2 home games. Kind of like that. I like having that 3-game home stretch earlier on in the year. Buffalo, of course, did very well at home last year, going undefeated. Moving on, though, Buffalo at Houston, which Houston is weird for me. I don't know what's going on there because they should be here, but they're playing at here. So I don't know if they're going to figure it out this year or when they plan on figuring it out, but hopefully it's not before they play the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh is next. Same question with the Saints. Who the hell is the quarterback? That's really the one question. Next up, Sunday, December 7th, not prime time, another 4:25 game. This one against the Bengals. And the Bengals and the Ravens and the Eagles coming up are these teams that I think match up with the Bills very well in most areas. And not only that, but they're better than the Bills in certain areas. Maybe that's coaching. Maybe it's time management. Maybe it's a better player at a certain position. Maybe it's the best player in the league at a certain position, right? So I think this is one of those teams that I'm a little worried to see, the Bengals on December 7th, because we all know what the Bengals do in September. They lose. So we're seeing them later on in the year where they're going to be a bit more prepared. Next up, 2-game road stretch at Patriots, at Browns. We'll see what the Patriots are like. I'm expecting 8-8, 7-9 kind of season out of them, to be honest. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. Ring any bells? Who is the quarterback? Should I be afraid? The defense, yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of. It's a really good defense. They brought back Myles Garrett after he said he didn't want to be a Brown. Backed up the Brinks truck for him. And we'll see. We'll see how they do this year. Eagles are next. Sunday, December 28th. Hopefully this isn't a must-win game for the Bills to secure the 1 seed or anything like that, because this is tough. We know Allen's history with the Eagles. It's been some tough games. And hopefully, again, not a must-win situation because these are the Super Bowl champions, right? So we got to play them tough. And to close the season out against the New York Jets. All right. The Bills travel the second least of any team in the entire league. Number 1 who travels the least is the Bengals, so that should give them a little bit of an advantage. They need to win the number 1 seed because we haven't seen it happen during the McDermott Bean era. During the Josh Allen era, we haven't seen it happen. We need it. We need it this year because that bye week is so early. That's my biggest gripe with the schedule. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like, share with all your friends. And if you guys like the content, let me know. I will keep doing it. If not, I will take a step back because I do have limited time. But if you guys do enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like, share, comment, do all those things. And let me know what you think. What is your biggest issue with the Buffalo Bills schedule? If you have one, who are you most worried about? And are they winning the Super Bowl this year? Let me know down below. For now, Dan Kelly with the Kelly Cast. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.